I'm Allendale's Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin with a look at your midday weather update. Latest check of the surface analysis across the country shows a very interesting frontal complex situation. Front runs from about Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, kind of zigzagging across Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, through Missouri into southern Kansas, into Oklahoma and Texas. And there's our low pressure areas stacked up along that front all the way across. We've seen some severe thunderstorm watch boxes issued for Ohio and for Missouri. Basically, we're seeing a bit of ebb and flow. One line of action moves through. You die things down, and then we get ready to reload for another one. Actually, in parts of Indiana and Illinois right now, we've seen the sun poke out. That's probably not the best scenario as you look at things reloading. You add more heat to the atmosphere as you go through this afternoon. That will just make for some strong to severe weather to be more of a, not just a possibility, but a likelihood in parts of the Corn Belt going forward. So the rain is still moving through. Everything should be done in the Corn Belt by the time we get into a later Friday, midday to afternoon. We'll put together a nice weekend, and then we have more moisture coming. Still looking at a system for Monday, Tuesday of next week. The question now is, does it wait till Monday, or do we see some of it start Sunday late? That's the big question right now. There's moisture there, probably an inch or two. Then as we go through the 17th to the 19th, we've got more rain coming across most of the Corn Belt, 22nd, 23rd. The pattern just is not changing. We may wiggle around start times there a little bit, but still, we've got 3 more good waves coming, and that doesn't include what has yet to work through the Corn Belt here over the next 24 to 36, even 48 hours. So plenty of moisture. 85% of the Corn Belt going to be covered by this. I'm not changing that at all. Areas that might miss out, central to northern Minnesota, northern parts of Wisconsin. I think even Iowa gets a nice drink of rain here, and we'll have to be aware of some flooding issues. Now, on the flip side, we're going to keep a very close eye on hard red winter wheat areas as we go through the next 24 to 36 hours. Low pressure sits right now near Enid, Oklahoma. We're expecting a strong to severe weather outbreak over eastern parts of Kansas and northeast Oklahoma as we go from late this afternoon through the evening hours. I don't think there's going to be a lot of storms. As a matter of fact, I think there's going to be only a few storms when you get right down to it. Now, they can be strong. This puts a little bit of concern into the minds of those out there that were trying to see rain over a large part of the wheat belt out of this. We were saying all along that that wouldn't happen, and now we're only talking about a few storms, a handful of storms. That is not the kind of recipe that you need to create widespread moisture. As a matter of fact, all of eastern Colorado right now in the clear, full sunshine. Western Kansas in the sunshine. North central Kansas, Nebraska, all of them. And if the low does lift from its current position near Enid and head toward, let's just say Kansas City, and honestly, I think that's too far north. I think the low probably moves closer to Joplin or Springfield. But still, if it lifts that way, you're not going to get moisture up even to the I-70 corridor in most cases. The area to really watch for the strong to severe weather will be northeast Oklahoma, southeast Kansas. We are seeing radar echoes right now in western parts of Texas, but most of it is south of the Amarillo-Lubbock area, definitely south of Lubbock, and not getting into New Mexico. So this is not hitting a large part of wheat in the central plains and southern plains. So this is, I think, an issue. And we're going to be seeing an area of low pressure come into the exact same area Sunday into Monday. And I think that one also misses a large part of wheat country. We're still keeping our fingers crossed, still watching a system for around the 17th, 18th, 19th time frame coming into the plains. Now, models right now have backed off the real good moisture, but I think there's time for it to come back. But we're just going to have to kind of see how everything wants to come together. If we see moisture at all in there, it will probably be around the 18th. I think it will be the best day to kind of zoom in on. 18th, 19th, and then maybe we'll see a refiring of moisture around the 20th once you get down into parts of Oklahoma and eastern Kansas. So that's the thing to keep an eye on there. That might be the rain that either makes or breaks the wheat crop out in the central plains. International weather, we aren't seeing nearly as much moisture in Chinese corn and bean growing regions. Looks like the heavier moisture stays well to the south and South China. We've known that's where the heaviest was going to be, but now we're even having to pull a little bit of moisture back out of our 10-day totals across a good chunk of China. Moisture holding on in parts of Australia as we look to put wheat in the ground there. And moving into South America, Argentina looks great. Strong high pressure through most of the next 2 weeks at least. A few scattered showers and thunderstorms there, but not a big deal. And Brazil sees the timely action that they've had so far. Really not a weather story anywhere in South America at this point. That's the way your forecast is stacking up at midday. If you've got any questions on the weather, give us a call at Allendale. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin.